8 most important things that I pay attention to in my business. Now, these 8 things I'm going to share with you. I promise you that if you pay attention to these 8 things, just for a month, you're going to see crazy changes in your business. When I'm talking about crazy changes, I'm talking about more alignment. That means you're going to do business and you're going to feel fulfilled doing business. You're going to have lesser sales calls. I know a lot of people don't like sales calls. You don't like jumping on the call and pushing for the sale. I also didn't like that. That's why I started paying attention to these 8 things I'm going to share with you. Another thing you're going to experience if you pay attention and implement these 8 things is you're going to be having more consistent lead flow and more consistent cash flow. That means you're not going to be having this roller coaster of income where you're wondering, okay, how is next month going to be? How am I going to make money next month? Everything is just going to flow, and you're not going to stress yourself doing business on the internet. Alright, so before I proceed, I want you to hit the subscribe button and also like this video, because really, even if you don't like it now, you're going to like it at the end, because what I'm about to share with you is very, very valuable. So pay attention. I call this 8 systems you must have in your business. Now, you must pay attention at this point. Now, when I talk about systems, I'm talking about things you need to set up. I'm talking about things that should never ever get misplaced in your business. Now, when I mean misplaced, the thing is, most entrepreneurs, most business owners get caught up with so many activities. We're always thinking about what we're doing. We're always thinking about what am I not doing? What can I be doing? What are my competitors doing? What can I improve? But most times, we don't think about what do I stop doing? What do I focus on? Because the truth is, a business grows not when things are added to it. A business grows when the business owner cuts away the irrelevant stuff and focus on what is really important. And now, these 8 systems I'm about to share with you, if you focus on them, I'll tell you the truth, this is like the fulcrum for your business. Focusing on this would make the difference between a 6-figure entrepreneur who wants to get to 7 figures and a 7-figure entrepreneur who wants to get to 8 figures. So basically, if you're looking to scale, you're looking to improve, whether from 5 to 6 figures or from 6 to 7 figures, you need to pay attention to these 8 things because they've really, really, really helped me. Alright, so before I proceed again, I want you to hit the subscribe button because I'm going to put out more content these days. I mean, more valuable content. I hardly put out content these days, because of a lot of friction that comes with shooting videos and all that. But I found a way to streamline it so I can put out more content for you to learn from. Alright, so let's get into it. Now, the first system, I think I'm going to need to clean this, okay? Now I'm going to divide the board into 2 because I'm going to be writing down 8 systems and I'm going to be breaking them down as we go. Now the first system is number 1, consistent content. Consistent content. Now this is like the basis of every business. Now if you're starting a business online and you really want to make profits, number 1 thing you need to focus on is consistent content. And now when I talk about consistent content, I mean consistent content on different platforms. Now I'm talking about platforms like email, Twitter, Instagram, Snap, wherever you use, TikTok, YouTube. Now these are social medias where people go to. Now it's best you build a brand in one of these social media. Now what I'm saying is this. Now when I talk about consistent content, it's best to focus on putting out content in just 1 or 2. Now the first platform I advise you to put out content in is your email. Now the reason I'm saying this is because your email list allows you a lot of options. You can move them around, you own them, there's no fear of banning or anything. You don't get banned, you don't get restricted from your platform. Like some days ago, I opened my Twitter and I saw that I was almost restricted because I put out a video that had a copyrighted song. I really didn't know. Now imagine I got banned. I have close to 28,000 followers. I have 28.4 thousand followers on Twitter. I would have lost total access to each and every one of those followers. That's why every day I'm striving to build my email list with content, with content from other platforms. Now, what you want to focus on is you want to pick one social media platform. Now, email lists, your email list or email is not a social media platform. It's just a place where you need to put out content. It's where you connect with your leads that you get from these platforms. Now, what you want to do is, and the mistake a lot of business owners make is, they try to build a brand on each platform. They want to have a Twitter profile, an IG profile, a Snap profile, a TikTok profile. They want to also be doing YouTube. And this thing is truly not sustainable. So what you want to do is you want to pick one or you want to pick two. One preferably, because you want to put so much energy in one instead of distributing your energy around each and every one of them. Now let me give you an example. Let me tell you why I say that. Now let's say, for example, your energy, let me draw this up. Let's say, for instance, your energy is this length. Let's say this is 10 centimeter. Alright, this is the amount of energy you can put in on an average. Alright, now if you put this into, let's say, Twitter, into growing on Twitter, you put out consistent content on Twitter, you engage on Twitter, you really put out content that solves the problems of those people you want to sell to. You put out that content on Twitter with this amount of energy, you're going to grow rapidly. Your growth is going to be very rapid, your engagements are going to increase, you're going to get a lot of followers. Now, this is what most people try to do. Instead of putting this whole 10 centimeter length of energy in Twitter, here's what most people try to do. They try to, okay, this is you. This is you. Now, this is what most people try to do. They try to divide that 10 centimeter among different platforms. Alright? So, let's say 5 platforms. Instead of building on just Twitter, they decide to build on Twitter, IG, YouTube, WhatsApp, TikTok. They want to own an account. They want to be omnipresent. That's the excuse they use. So what they end up doing is they end up splitting that 10 centimeter energy into 2 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 2 centimeter. And at the end of the day, they are going to be just average users of those platforms. Now, what you want to do is you want to focus on putting out consistent content on just one social media platform, at most 2. Now, the social media platforms I focus on is, number 1, Twitter. I put out a lot of content on Twitter. I put out content on WhatsApp, and also I drive leads. I drive my potential customers from Twitter and WhatsApp to my email list where I can sell to them. Alright, and also from YouTube. I put out content on YouTube. And what I did was, instead of building these 3 platforms at the same time, I built them simultaneously. That is step by step. I think I need to refill this. Okay. Now, instead of putting out content and trying to be omnipresent and building on these 3 platforms, what I decided to do was I decided to focus on WhatsApp first. Then after building on WhatsApp, I built close to 25k contacts on WhatsApp. Then I moved to Twitter. Okay, while I was building on WhatsApp, I was simultaneously building my email list. So I had about, let's say, 1k. Then after a while, it grew to 7k subscribers. Then from there, I went to YouTube, and I grew my YouTube from 500 subscribers to 500 followers to about 8.5k at present in less than 6 months. Yeah, so that's what you want to focus on. You want to focus on consistent content, but you don't want to split yourself among different social media. You want to pick just one and focus on building, maxing out that platform. So that's the first system I'll tell you to set up. Now, the second system you need to set up is consistent outreach. Consistent client outreach. Now, no matter what you do, whether you're into consulting or you have skills like copywriting or graphic designing or, funnel building or whatever it is, you want to make sure you're consistently reaching out to clients who you feel you can help. Now, if what you do is coaching, you also want to get clients, like 1 or 2 clients who pay you consistently each month to guide them in their business. So you never outgrow consistent client outreach. So what I tell people is every day, even while you put out content daily, because what I tell people is daily content daily content compounds, and over time, the results are going to be enormous. Like, I kept putting out content on my Twitter page, and overnight, like, let me not say it's overnight, but it was as a result of compounding content. I started growing exponentially. I was getting close to 200 followers every single day. Some days it was as high as 500 followers. Some days it was like 1K followers. Those are days when I write threads and put out valuable content, tweets. So you want to be doing these things daily. These 8 systems I'm about to share with you, you want to be doing them daily, not haphazardly. So consistent client outreach, that means set out at least 1 or 2 hours every day to reach out to one person who you feel you can help. Now here's what I do, here's how I do mine. Now there are 7 days in a week, so what I do is, out of those 7 days, I dedicate each week to one client who I feel I can help. That means I do research on their business, I do the client research, I don't reach out to them yet, I do the research, I draw out the offer, I'll pitch them with, I resonate with their content. I try to get them to notice me. And then after a while, I reach out to them and tell them simply that I can help them. I tell them my offer, and boom, because of what I've drawn from my research, most of the time I end up closing them. Most times I don't, but it's normal. I get to, move on to other people. So that's something you can do, right? So you don't want to be doing too many things at a time, because I see people trying to reach out to, some people say things like, reach out to 20 people daily. Now, if you reach out to 20 people daily, I can guarantee that you're going to be saying almost the same thing to those 20 people. And really, you don't want to be doing that. So what you want to focus on is quality over quantity. You want to focus on one quality person instead of 20 people just randomly telling them the same thing, all right? So, I'm telling you, this is what works for me, so I'm sharing with you. So consistent client outreach. Now, the third system you want to focus on is fulfillment and delivery, or let me say, offer delivery. Alright, so this is one system most people ignore. Now, your fulfillment is as important as your sales. Now, when you close sales, when you get people to buy from you, you want to focus on giving them the best service ever, because that's what's going to make them come back to you. Now, I have a mantra where I say, if someone buys from you once, then you've done a wrong job of selling to them. Alright, so you want to focus on delivering. Now, you've gotten clients. Let's say you do consistent client outreach daily, and you get clients who hire you to work with them. You want to give them the best service they've ever gotten. This is literally the most important system you need to set up in your business. So you want to set up systems that allow you to deliver on what you've promised. Most times that can be through a community manager, that can be through, a software that tells you, that keeps you in contact with them, that allows you to onboard clients and also deliver your service to them smoothly, all right? And that can also be through systems that allow you to communicate with those people, whether it's people you're teaching, whether it's people you're training. You want to make sure you're fulfilling the promise you give to them, all right? So the fourth system is consistent lead generation. Now, this first one, consistent content, most of the time translates to consistent lead generation. Now, I can bet that if you're putting out content on any of these social media I told you about, whether it's Twitter, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Snapchat, whatever platform, and you're giving them the opportunity to sign up to your email list, because I look at email as the ultimate. You should be driving content, you should be driving people from this social media to your email list. Now, when you're putting out consistent content, make it a habit of asking people to join your email list. Now, you put out value content that helps them, content that helps those people who you feel you can help, and those people who you can sell to at the end of the day. So what you want to do is you want to ask for their email addresses, you want to ask for their contacts, you want to be able to reach out to them whenever you want to. Because most times, your content is going to create connection with them. And you don't want to lose that connection. You want to give them the opportunity to have more connection with you, because more connection leads to trust, and trust is what leads to them buying from you at the end of the day. So consistent lead generation is another thing you should focus on every single day. You need to be asking yourself, where can I get leads? How can I get people to move from this platform to my email list? How can I get them to give me their email addresses willingly? Alright, so that's the fourth system. Now, the fifth system I'm going to tell you about is relationship building. If you're in business, what you want to be doing is you want to be building relationships every single day. Now, a mentor I had once told me that you should dedicate 1/3 of your day to building relationships. That means if you spend 3 hours working daily, you should spend 1 hour building relationships with people in your niche. Whether it's people who are ahead of you, because in every niche, there will always be people who have attained success, those who are ahead of you, those who are on the same journey with you, and those who are learning from you. So what you want to make sure you're doing is you want to make sure you're connecting with all three. Now you're already connecting with those behind you with your content. You want to connect with those on the same journey with you. I call them your comrades, and those ahead of you. True value. You want to be able to nurture good relationships with them, because I call relationship building an extended bank account. Now I don't mean you're going to rip them off in future. What I'm saying is, when you build a relationship now, it's definitely going to pay off in the long run, because no man is an island. You surely need the help of one or two of them later in future, and it helps to just build relationships. It helps to help people because they can recommend you to other people who are like them. So what you want to do is you want to see it as you building into the future. You building living and breathing advertiser, because when you connect with one person and that person sees you as valuable, there's a high probability that the person knows 2 or 3 people who need your service or who you can help. So when you connect with them, it helps you reach out to them without any ad spend, without spending a dime on trying to get those people you can actually help. So this is one thing this is the 5th thing you should focus on: relationship building. You can spend 1/3 of your day. This is not very it's not compulsory. You can spend 1/2 of your day. You can spend half of your day. You can spend 1/5 of your day. Whatever ratio you determine works for you. But this should be top priority. Alright? So the 6th system you want to be building in your business is consistent study. Now, I see a lot of people ignore this part. Now, it's easy to be a creator, because when you start creating, when you start putting out content, when you start generating leads, it's easy to get caught up doing those things only without replenishing your own knowledge. So what you want to make sure you're doing is you're studying consistently, you're learning new things, you're being one step ahead in your market instead of being on the level everybody is. You want to keep studying, you want to keep learning from books, you want to keep learning from people who have done what you're looking to do. You want to take courses, you want to be part of masterminds, you want to pay for mentorships, you want to keep growing, you want to be in classes that teach you better, because really there's no downside to consistent study. The better you know, the better you're able to do. There's one thing that I tell people, and that is, the level you are in currently is as a result of your current level of knowledge. Yes. Now, when you are able to know some things, when you get to know some things, you're going to discover, damn, man, I could have done this. I could have done this earlier, instead of just, you look back and you realize times when you were stuck and you didn't have the answers, but now you do. So what you want to make sure you're doing is you're studying every single day. Consistent study should be part of your daily activities as a business owner, as a content creator, as an expert, or whatever it is you're doing. You want to make sure you're becoming better each and every day. So the 7th thing is consistent leverage. Now, at the beginning of this, video, I said something. I said most business owners focus on what they can add to their business, and then they ignore what they should cut out of their business. But really, a business thrives not on what you keep doing, but on what you stop doing. So there's a system, or there's a 3-step system, or there's something I used to gauge what I should focus on doing in my business and what I should stop doing. And I'm going to share it with you. Now, before I do anything in my business, I ask myself, does it create leverage? Does it impact people? And does it create energy? Right? Energy in the form of money, energy in the form of more interest for me to keep doing that stuff. Alright? Now, leverage is always stop, because leverage helps you put in minimal effort and get insane results. That's why you wonder why people work for a few hours daily and still get the craziest results. It's leverage. So consistent content is leverage, because the content you put out today can convert someone who will buy from you, 2 months from now, 3 months from now, 4 months from now. And that content also can be reused by you over and over and over again. That's leverage. So what you want to focus on doing in your business is you want to focus on leveraging those systems you have in your business. That means you want to leverage your existing clients by getting them to hire you again the next month. You want to leverage the content you have by doing what I call content marketing. You can repurpose the same content and put it out on the same social media platform. You want to leverage your fulfillment, because if you fulfill properly, you'll be able to ask for more sales, alright? You want to leverage your lead gen, because really, if you generate leads, you have the ability to make sales in the future. You also want to leverage your relationships, right? You want to collaborate with them, you want to ask them for connections, you want to just leverage them. It's very, very important to pay attention to this. And also, consistent study allows you to leverage the knowledge you have. You can sell the knowledge, you can apply the knowledge in difficult situations, you can get people to pay you for the knowledge you have. It's your own, right? So people pay for it. Alright, so consistent leverage, is another system you should be looking at putting up in your business. Now the eighth thing is consistent strategy. Alright? Now there's something I do every 3 to 6 months in my business. I sit down. Okay, I should clean this so I can show you what it is. Okay. Alright, so there's something I do every 3 to 6 months in my business. That means I sit down and then I zoom out. That means I take an outward look. Instead of working in my business, I begin to work on my business like a surgeon. Like let's take for example, you are a surgeon. Now instead of performing surgery on yourself, you leave you leave your body and begin to perform surgery on yourself. That means you're no longer looking at your business as the baby you see it as every single day. You're no longer looking at it like you're the one who runs it. You're working on it. You're looking at it like it's a different part of you. You're criticizing it. You're asking yourself, what can I improve? What can I cut out? So I do this every single time. And that's where I draw out my strategy every 3 months. Now, if you do this every 3 months, you're going to have 4 times in a year where you get to sit down and ask yourself, okay, the strategy of the past 3 months, have they been working properly? Because here's what I tell people. For you to know if an idea is valid or if it's not, you need at least 3 months to work on it. That's 90 days. That's why you see a lot of coaches, you see a lot of trainers who are very experienced. Most of their courses, most of their trainings, they give guarantees of 30 to 90 days. Because you know that for you to see if an information is valid or if an idea is very valid, it takes like approximately 90 days to see if it works. So what you should focus on doing in your business is you want to sit down and ask yourself, all the things I've been doing, what can I improve? What can I change? You want to be the surgeon of your own business. You want to begin to work on your business, not in your business as usual. Because this is the only way you can improve. Now, the thing that, so when you zoom out to work on your business, when you're done, when you've drawn out your strategy for like the next 3 months, you zoom back in, right? You zoom back in and begin to focus on the nitty-gritty. Now, these are the questions I ask myself, and I'm going to share them with you because I want you to be able to improve your business with these questions. Now, during the times where I zoom out, I ask myself, number 1, what can I improve? Alright? Number 2, what can I remove? Alright? That's number 2. Number 1, what can I improve? Number 2, what can I remove? Number 3, what should I keep doing? Now, the answers to these questions will gauge what you do next. They will tell you whether you should keep doing things, whether you should improve, or whether you should completely eliminate some tasks in your business. And trust me, there's no better clarity that comes from doing this. Now, the answers you get from this, what you're now going to do is you want to write out processes to achieve those things. So when you zoom in, you can focus on these processes and these processes alone, and you don't get distracted. Alright? So, consistent content, consistent clients, consistent client outreach, consistent fulfillment and delivery, consistent lead generation, consistent relationships building, consistent study, consistent leverage, and consistent strategy. These are the 8 most powerful systems you can build in your business. Alright, now I'm going to tell you how I build these systems. I'm going to be very quick with it. Now, how I build the system of consistent content is every single day, or you can set out a day in the week, like Sundays, to create a whole week of content, or you can create content every single day. For example, I write emails every single day. I create tweets every single day because I focus on email and Twitter. And most times I create WhatsApp status posts every single day. And I plan to create YouTube videos like once a week. It depends on you actually. So you want to make sure that you have processes. That means you're going to say, okay, at this time, every day, on this day, I'm going to create content for this platform. You want to be very, very specific about it. Now, for consistent client outreach, you want to set out time every single day to say, okay, by this time every single day, I'm going to reach out to this number of clients, or I'm going to research about this amount of clients. Now, number 3 is fulfillment, offer, and delivery. You want to set up systems. That means you want to set up CRMs that allow you to connect with those people who have bought from you before, whether it's through groups, whether it's through their email addresses. You want to be in contact with those who have purchased 1 or 2 things from you, so you can upsell them in future, you can keep giving them more value, and also you can always be in front of their faces, so if they need you again, they'll be able to reach you. Alright? Now, number 4, consistent lead generation. I set up systems for consistent lead generation in my business by asking for people to join my email list every time I put out content that is valuable. Every single time I put out content, I know that helps someone. I give that person an opportunity to join my email list. It can be as simple as, if you liked what you just saw, click the link to join my email list. It's as simple as that, and it's very, very, very profitable. Right? Now, consistent relationships. Now, every day I set out to connect with someone, to connect with those I can help, and those I can offer those I admire, those I look up to. I look at ways I can help them, ways I can get in their faces, ways I can connect to them with upfront value. Not asking for anything, but how I can help them. So in future, I have the ability to also leverage their help. Alright? Now, consistent study. I study every single day. Every morning when I wake up for 15 minutes, I'm studying for straight 15 minutes. That's the first thing I do every day. It sets the pace for my day. So I set the timer for 15 minutes, and then I study straight up for 15 minutes while taking coffee. Consistent leverage, right? So I always look at what I can leverage in my business, and there's no downside to always leveraging. Alright? Consistent strategy. Alright? So consistent strategy is every 3 to 6 months I sit down to look at what I can improve in my business. Now, I forgot something while I was going through this. I forgot that I was meant to, when I'm talking about fulfillment, I was meant to also talk about consistent offers. Now, consistent offers, I don't want to call this the 9th system, but I'm going to call it it works with fulfillment. Now, what you want to make sure you're doing is, you want to make sure that every single day, you're asking yourself, what can I improve? What do I offer to people that I can improve? How can I make what I offer already look much more valuable to those people who I'm offering it to? It can be through adding more stuff to it, increasing the perceived value, increasing the amount of intimacy you give to those people who purchase from you. But what you want to make sure is you want to be constantly thinking of, how can I improve what I'm offering? How can I improve my offer? How can I make my offer better? Alright? So these are the 8 systems that you need to focus on in your business. Now, the reason I'm sharing these 8 systems with you is because there's a lot of gibberish on the internet. Everybody says do this, someone says do that. And it's very easy to get confused when you're listening to so many people. But when you focus on just these 8 things, you're going to know what to do and what not to do. Anything anybody tells you to do that doesn't fall under these 8 processes, you can easily say, no, I don't want to do this, alright? Because you know what works and what doesn't already. So what I want you to do is, I want you to, if you didn't have a note on the paper while you were watching this, I want you to get one right away. You can watch the video all again from the beginning, right? It's at your disposal. Watch it, write these things down. Ask yourself, what am I doing in my business that doesn't line up with this? And what do I need to start doing in my business that lines up with this? I promise you, if you do this, you're going to see insane changes in your business in 30 to 90 days. Alright, so once again, like this video if you liked it. If you enjoyed it, like it. And also don't forget to subscribe, because I'm going to put out more valuable content. Alright, my YouTube strategy is fairly, I'm improving my YouTube strategy. I'm decreasing the amount of friction it takes me to create a YouTube video, so I can keep creating more videos for you to learn from. Alright, so this is what I want you to do. Write these things down. Look at what you can improve in your business, and also you can comment below what kind of content do you want me to be creating. I have some content already in mind for you, but really I can't know what you really need. So please comment below what kind of content you want me to put out in the future. What question do you want me to address? What keeps you up at 2 a.m. that you want me to answer? What do you want me to share? What do you want me to review? Just put it in the comment below. I'll really pay attention to it and I'll reply you, definitely. Alright, so this is where I'll end today. I'm very glad you watching this, because if you're at this point, that means you watched this from the beginning, and I'm very glad you did that. So this is where I'm going to end today. Have an amazing day. Alright?